Today is the release of Leagues 4, Trailblazer Reloaded. Leagues is a temporary game mode with increased XP rates and unique relics to speed up skilling or PvM. Also, nobody can trade because everyone's an Iron Man. There's something else too. The map is broken up into 9 different regions. When we spawn, we have access to Misthalen, which is about all of Lumbridge and Varrock area, and Karamja, where you might remember yourself fishing lobsters at 15 years ago. To unlock new areas, we must complete league tasks and get points. These same tasks and points will unlock us new relics to help us skill, all the way up to tier 7. There's just one final catch though. We already have access to 2 regions, but it is only possible to unlock 3 more. That means there will be 4 regions that we will never have access to. So as we unlock new areas, we must choose carefully to not accidentally block ourselves from a good skilling method. This Leagues is 8 weeks long, and the first goal of this little series is going to be the easiest. We are going to go for max total. Welcome everybody to Leagues 4, Trailblazer Reloaded, Skilling Edition. This is it. Leagues 4 is starting off with a test to see who is able to log in first. There are already nearly 1,000 people in every world, and I can't even get on yet. This is just not a good start for first to max. Okay, finally, 40 minutes later, we're in. On spawn, we have 3 relics to choose from. Once we choose that one relic, we're stuck with it for the rest of the league. There is no going back. The 3 relics are Endless Harvest, Production Prodigy, and Trickster. Each one of them is unique for different activities as you can see on the screen, but since we're going down the skiller route, in my opinion Endless Harvest will be the best because while it gives 2 times resources, it also speeds up the 3 very slow skills: mining, fishing, and woodcutting. The most efficient path for maxing will be to do as many tasks as I can, to spam through the relics and XP multipliers. Right now, just starting out, we're at 5 times XP rates, and the maximum multiplier is at 16 times in the tier 7 relic, so that's our current goal. There is a task for wearing fancy boots from the security stronghold, and we get 10k GP starter cash from there, so that'll be our first step. All we gotta do is talk to the count check and he can teleport us there. Never mind, it turns out I need a bank pin on my account that I created less than 20 seconds ago. Alright guys, close your eyes, I'm gonna set up the pin. And now we should be good to go. There it is, fancy boots. No problems running through at 10 HP. In Leagues, it's actually possible to teleport directly to your areas that you have unlocked, similar to a lodestone in RS3. This is a permanent teleport that I can use anytime I want. For now, it's useful for getting to Karamja for some tasks. All Slayer Masters in Leagues assign the same monsters according to your unlocked regions. The combat level requirement is removed, meaning I can grab a task from Durado, which also completes me a task. And it looks like our first Slayer task is going to be goblins. Not bad. Time for some passive task completing. The tasks that they give us can be as obscure as milking a cow, crying in the wheat field, or making flour, most of which I'll have to do for Cook's assistant anyway. Meanwhile, some tasks require me to actually do things, such as run through the agility course 10 times. The first area I'm going to select will be Karend. I don't have a crazy good plan for GP early game at the moment, so we're just going to do Normie Wintertot Rush and hope to get enough coins from that. So right now we're doing some passive tasks such as fletching 1000 arrow shafts and burning oak logs. Still in Draenor Village, I got myself 15 fishing to catch an anchovy, and with that task complete comes our second relic. The choices this time are Fairy's Flight and Globetrotter, and on the screen you can see what each of them do. Personally, I think Fairy's Flight is great if you don't choose a farming relic later on, however we are going to be picking that. So we're going to choose the Globetrotter for a convenient way to get around early game. Room Mysteries is surprisingly a medium task, giving us 40 points towards our next relic. With this out of the way, we're going to make our way back to Varrock and complete Daddy's Home for the construction XP, before we get to Wintertot. Oh my god, 1 to 7 construction from literally just building a table. And here comes the big XP drop. 19 to 24 construction from Daddy's Home. Cook's assistant, I didn't even go out of my way. The supplies were all the tasks I had to do anyway. Gertrude's cat was complete, and with the 8 times XP reward, that got us to 34 cooking. Romeo and Juliet, also in the area, complete. The tier 2 relic also upgraded us to 8 times XP, and that got us 1 to 25 Hunter and Slayer from Museum. Very nice. With Museum, we finally have completed enough tasks to unlock our second area. Onto Zaya we go. I forgot to finish 50 fire making, so in the field of fires, here it is. The Globetrotter amulet is extremely nice. Since I don't have access to Ardoin for cakes like a casual, I could just use the amulet to teleport to Karen and get cakes from this stall instead. It's time for the money to come in. It's Wintertot time. Why Fletch? Well, this little fire making grind got us to level 46 fletching. That unlocks us the teak stock, which unlocks the ability to 3-tick. Let's go have some fun. That little mining session got us the third relic unlock. It was time for a pretty tough choice. Way to choose between Banker's Note and Fire Sale. Both of these are insane, as you can see on the screen. Fire Sale actually sounds really good, especially now, because we just did a GP grind at Wintertot and still have under 20,000 coins. If I chose Fire Sale right now, it would be crazy convenient as I wouldn't have to worry about money making. However, I gotta think about this long term. Most Ironmen, once they get to Slayer, runecrafting, whatever it is late game, end up having a good way to make GP. Drops in shops are buffed in leagues, making it even easier to make GP once we get a little further. So, I'm going to choose Banker's Note, because I see this being very useful for multi-skilling later on. It is time to do Arceus Library. There is a passive task for turning in 50 library books, and it's a great way to skip the early magic level, especially with how tight we are on GP. Here is 50 book completes, and we're ending at 56 magic, not bad. Since we chose Enhanced Harvest, I feel like it makes sense to do the tasks that are relevant to that relic. I have to cook and fish some lobsters and swordfish, so I'm gonna 2-tick it before everyone else shows up. I imagine the spot will probably be crowded later on, so it's definitely best to do it now before everyone shows up. And while 2-ticking doesn't affect anyone, more than likely people will rag the rats because they get upset when they see people trying for skilling. Okay, this is why we play leagues. With the Banker's Note, I'm able to 1-tick cook any food. In the main game, this method would always be 2 ticks because you would have to drop a food on the ground in order to use it, or bank for 1 tick. How epic is this? I feel like I'm pretty far for not having birdhouses unlocked, but I mean, there's just so much. Being area locked, I'm surprisingly not allowed to buy any Cosmic Runes, so I need 27 rune crafting. That Cosmic Rune will be used to enchant a ruby necklace. Not only that, but in order to get the necklace, we need a necklace mold, which requires 44 construction in order to build a tool table in our POH. Normally you would just buy this in Alcarids, so yeah, unlucky for me. Given that I had 0 leagues experience beforehand, there was just no way for me to see this. Let's go, we just got our second region unlock. I was going to do Canifis, however I very recently had intel saying that the wilderness is dead. And what better time to go to the wilderness than while it's dead? Plus, I mean we're really broke, and the wilderness will give us money. Here's a couple things to note about the wilderness. First of all, since everybody is an Iron Man in this game mode, you can't lose your items. While PvP is enabled, if you were to be killed, it counts as a PVM death, so you simply just run back to your grave and loot everything. There is technically no real benefit for PKers to PK, so going by that, logically, the wildy should be dead. Secondly, revs are going to be an insane amount of money. We have an increased drop rate chance from a relic tier, not to mention we really need the chainmates for future Slayer, so let's hope to get lucky. I've never done revs before, so this is interesting. With help from my Twitch chat, I have to kill imps until I receive a bracelet drop. Once I got the bracelet, I simply charge it, wear it, and then make my way towards Pyre Fiends. Since I have a rune longsword, I can't really kill anything stronger right now, so we're just gonna camp here for a bit. Oh my god, rune plate legs already, let's go. Dragon pleat skirts? How did I go from not having 50k to getting 340k in one drop? This is great. Revs have a rare chance to drop an artifact, which can be converted for GP. They have 6 tiers, ranging from 500k to 16 mil. Of course though, we only got the 1 mil one. Talk about never lucky. I have to find the guy to sell the artifact to, and yeah, I'm blind. With over 3 mil capital now, it's time to explain an infinite money glitch, and why we didn't bother with fire sale. If you do Karamja Easy Diary for the gloves, you can access the Tazar taco shops for better deals than normal. With this in mind, if we were to buy 50 death runes at a time at Varrock, sell 10 at a time for taco at Tazar, and then use that taco at the gem shop to buy uncut emeralds. These uncut emeralds can sell at Karend, where we would profit about 40% per emerald once we sell them. So we're going to multi-skill the remaining of 200 mil crafting by profiting through gems. How epic is this game mode? With the minigame relic at this point being 5 times, when I complete a Karend task, instead of it giving me 10% favor, I get 50%. With this in mind, it should be relatively easy to get 100% on all houses for later on. Shazian quest complete, Hosidius quest complete, Lova quest complete, and just like that, we're done with all the favors. Of course, I can't do my first day of increased XP rates and not end before getting at least 199. So here it is, 99 fire making. This is probably a good stopping point for today's episode. And just for a recap, we are on tier 5 and tier 7 is our goal where we start skilling infinitely. For tier 5, we did choose Infernal Gathering, which will auto burn, smelt, and cook our gatherer skills. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course, TY for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.